Owls don't really care what we think of them, but people admire owls because they're wise, right? So wise that if more than 3 owls group together, it's called a parliament. As if the owls are forming little owl governments. If some grackles gather, it can be known as a plague of grackles. A squad of wood storks is a muster. An assembly of ibises is sometimes called a congregation. But a gang of crows is known as a murder of crows.
There's a guy in a canoe and he wants a word with you. It's mostly about birds. It's Lake Log. It's casual and conversational and slightly educational. Suburban lake navigation, sparking thoughtful meditations that are mostly about birds. It's Lake Log.
Human behavior can be complex, and bird behavior is also complex. And I've been trying to learn as much as I can. I checked out some books from the library.
Oh, gosh, this is just unbelievable.
Asked some questions of the Google. And I've been watching other YouTubers who also record birds. But I gotta tell you, it gets frustrating. Sometimes I wish the birds could talk. Wish I could just ask them, hey, what's this all about? Why are you doing this? Sometimes I wish Mango could talk. There'd be something. Imagine the stories he would tell.
Oh, you're finally asking for my opinion. You're wide awake, my hat-wearing helmsman. Of course I can talk. And why'd you name me Mango anyway? Mango? Really?
Actually, the story of your name is an interesting one. You see, about 20 years ago, a friend of mine came by the house.
I come from a long line of vessels. You should have named me something else. Something that honors my legacy. Something more, something not so fruity.
Okay, I have a talking canoe.
My ancestors ferried Vikings across the icy northern sea.
All right, who were they?
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
What?
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't name me something else like banana or pomegranate. What was wrong with coconut? Was there something wrong with coconut? You could have went with coconut.
Actually, Coconut is the name of my brother's canoe. All right, this isn't real.
Listen, Gandalf, you're an old man paddling a red, and I need another wax, please, because I'm starting to get too dull, and I don't like getting too dull. Paddling a red canoe around, talking into a camera. Is that anything real in your world?
Yeah, you have a point.
About the name. I had a great uncle who was a huge passenger ship, the biggest ever.
Okay, what was his name?
Titanic.
Titanic sank. It hit an iceberg.
It did?
Yeah.
What about something else? Because I had some cousins. Who was that? The Lusitania.
You mean the Lusitania? Lusitania sank too.
Carpathia?
The Carpathia rescued the survivors of the Titanic, but later in World War II it was torpedoed, and it sank.
Edmund Fitzgerald?
The Fitzgerald sank too, but there's a song about it sinking on the big lake they call Gitche Gumee.
The SS Minnow.
The Minnow wrecked in the first minute of the TV show, and not even the professor could put it back together after 3 seasons.
Oh. Hey, you know that bird bath in the yard? That's my nephew. It's a bird bath. You know, that don't really seem all that safe.
Yeah, you're too big to be a bird bath. But hey, this could be great for the Lake Log channel. A talking canoe. Nobody has a talking canoe. Not even Mark Rover has a talking canoe.
For real?
Yeah, we gotta do this. You gotta tell me everything you know. You gotta tell me what you've seen. What's the view like from down there? Right?
Come on now.
Mango. Where'd you go? All right. I need coffee. My name is Dean, and this is Lake Log. Lake Log is a channel where looking at birds leads to learning about birds, which leads to more looking at birds, which leads to more learning about birds, and that's the pattern. Are crows murderous? And these are crows, not to be confused with grackles, who also make the lake home and have their own set of attributes. Are owls wise? Do they possess superior knowledge and insight gained from years of owling? How intelligent are they? They're certainly beautiful. Their close-set eyes make them seem more human to us. But are they smart? We know that dolphins form complex social groups and use sounds to communicate with one another. But does this perception of intelligence make them any more worthy of our respect than, say, sharks, who we mostly regard with a sense of dread? Both dolphins and sharks are important parts of oceanic ecosystems, but sharks are not considered intelligent. Are animals without higher intelligence just going through the motions? Looking for food, defending territory, mating? Or are they smarter than we think? Watch this wood stork wriggle its feet into the mud as it forages. It looks as if the stork is using its feet to herd crawdads or minnows toward its beak. Is this learned behavior, or is it innate? If it's learned, then are wood storks intelligent? Last year, I recorded a young great blue heron as it practiced hunting, repeatedly striking at and picking up an object, then dropping it to strike again. Like a fighter, it was training its muscles and speeding up its reflexes with repetition. This bird is working out. I thought at the time that this was entirely unique and I would likely not see something like this again, but this year I recorded a great white egret doing the very same thing. If I told you that it learned this behavior from watching blue herons, you'd think more highly of the egret. If I told you that it learned it from an MMA fighter like, I don't know, Matt Serra, I couldn't think of anyone else, then this clip would probably go viral. When we use terms like parliament, plague, and murder to describe animal behavior, and these are strictly human terms, often applied for poetic reasons or to make us feel like we understand them more, really only points out that we don't, well, we're humanizing too much. Crows are given personalities, crafty, cunning, murderous. Yeah, they're smart, and they are crafty, but murderous is a stretch. I think the problem is that we lose sight of the bigger environmental picture when we do this, if we constantly reference everything through a human frame, and especially when we hold animals in high regard that seem to be intelligent or more like us. It's a lot like going into the forest to admire one tree. Sure, the tree may be big, it may be old, it may have a history behind it that we know, but it's not going to tell you anything about the forest if all you're looking at is the one tree. The manatee, like this one on the Silver River, is a perfect example. Their intelligence is believed to be equal to that of dolphins, and they are loved for their gentle and graceful nature. Manatees are an iconic symbol of Florida's unique ecology, but they are dying of starvation at an alarming rate. But as the manatee goes, so go other species. And if you want to save the manatee, you're going to need to save everything else too, which means even those murderous crows. Crows are highly social, and their intelligence is on par with a 7-year-old human. They are playful, can make and use tools, form and hold grudges, and will share knowledge learned from experience with other crows, often for generations. In short, crows are self-aware, and they know what they know. And so crow behavior is not always purely instinctual. Are these crows plotting a crime? As it turns out, they are, in a way, but it's theft, not murder. They're not here to laugh about the awkward ways we fly, either. They're here for this, just below them. The osprey diet is almost exclusively fish, and they are excellent hunters. They're big, with a wingspan close to 6 feet, and their vision is adapted to seeing fish below the surface from high above. Having an exclusive diet really puts the osprey at the mercy of the weather. Windy or rainy days on the lake can make hunting difficult. Snatching unsuspecting fish with their giant talons is hard work, and it takes time. So ospreys will begin hunting as soon as the sun rises, usually pausing only to rest. Their successes are hard fought and won. None of this matters to the crow, though. All they want is a free meal. When animals steal the kill of another species, it's called kleptoparasitism. This osprey would rather eat in peace, but the crows want to take its food. The osprey is bigger and badder, but the crows have numbers, and they'll work as a group as they try. And they're smarter than the osprey. Compared to the wise old owl, crows possess superior brain power. It turns out that owls just aren't that smart, and animal trainers will recount that a crow is easier to train than an owl. Back to our harassed osprey. The crows first make solo approaches to test the osprey's reserve. In the beginning, all it takes is a threatening look. But crows are nothing if not persistent. Another probe. And then a reinforcement for moral support. Maybe. Then the crows try a triadic formation. The osprey keeps a firm grip on lunch and a sharp eye on the crow gang. Another probe from the left. Now one from the right. If I can just get past this bounder stick, oh, minding my own business. Not doing anything here. Just admiring the view. All right, then, just a little closer. Nope.
I don't know why my crow voice ended up sounding like Matthew McConaughey doing Dana Carvey doing George H.W. Bush. That's what you get. Not gonna do that.
Do they really think they can win? Ospreys have built-in sunglasses, for Pete's sake. How cool are they? But that is some very tasty-looking fish. From the left again. And then again. And the right. And the left. And then the osprey shows him what it really thinks, takes his fish elsewhere, and returns later after the crows have given up, to eat his lunch in peace.
And I just humanized all of that. Or did I?
Knowing what we know about crow intelligence, it's entirely possible that the crows were just teasing the osprey for fun. Only the crows will know. Roger, roger, runway 1. Clear to land. How was lunch? Did you have the special?
Mango, named after a fruit. Psh,
Now you come back.
it's undignified.
Be careful what you wish for.